Hello, and welcome to once again to another fantastic episode of Warrior SuperCast. I am Jason Grzegorek, your host, and I am joined by the wonderful class of 2015. Not all of them, because we couldn't get them all on, but I am here to bring to you the superstars of the Winton Woods School District. Well, and of course, I'm always joined with someone special, and of course, joining me is Dr. Terry Holden once again. Ms. Holden, how are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing great, Jason.
Excellent. I'm glad we were able to get everybody together.
It's a fine group of young men here.
That's what we've been talking about, and we're going to get them talking about what they've been through. Not only have they been through the New Tech program, however, they've also been through a year or so of college, so they've gotten two types of knowledge going on, which is scary in its own right.
Correct.
But let's introduce these fine gentlemen here, starting with to my far right. That's Micaiah Dawson, followed by Jackson Kramer and Jordan Rudolph. Randolph. See, he's got really bad handwriting. Maybe that's what we got to bring handwriting back in here. Devontae Montgomery and Alex Kuhn. Glad that you could all join us. Now, let's get into the meat of everything here. Let's talk about your majors, what's going on, and what was the Winton Woods experience to you, and how has it brought you to where you are today? Let's start all the way with Micaiah.
First off, I'm a political science major. You don't need to know which school I attend.
Of course we want to know.
I attend the Fort Valley State University of Georgia, and one of the things that Winton Woods has done for me is that it's taught me how to communicate and how to deal with people. Because when you go into a workplace or when you go anywhere in life, you're going to have to work with people. And being able to effectively communicate your ideas and what you want done and who you want to work with and what you want to get done, that's what Winton Woods has taught me. It's how to communicate like that.
Excellent. Moving along.
Well, I'm Jackson Kramer. I go to Northern Kentucky University, so not that far, but still out of state. I'm a human resources management major, and one thing that the New Tech program kind of taught me was like how to deal with people, but it kind of like taught me how to be an individual and how to like care for myself and how to like learn as an individual but it also taught me at the same time how to work with other people in groups and projects. So it was pretty cool that I got to have that experience.
Jordan?
Hey, I'm Jordan. I go to OSU. I'm a business major. I think the thing that really stood out to me that New Tech's done for me is at OSU, most of the curriculum is based online. So New Tech is also based online. So the models kind of mimic each other. And it wasn't too much of a change to go from New Tech to OSU. I mean, of course, the culture is different, but talking about the structure of everything is very similar, and like that kind of impressed me and surprised me at the same time.
Devontae, all yours.
I'm Devontae, and I go to Miami University, where I'm studying political science and English professional writing. And being at this New Tech school that I went to for the past 4 years with my friends here, it taught me a lot about community engagement. And it also taught me more about how to be a productive member of the world and of the society as a whole. Like today, I was actually invited by my political science professor to actually attend her mosque up in Westchester, which is why I'm wearing my shawl today. So just being at our school, to just learning more about the world around me has very much benefited me. When I went to college and now that I am on my own in the real world. So,
Alex, round us out.
My name is Alexander Kuhn. I go to UC, and my major is biomedical engineering. And I'd say the best way that the New Tech program influenced me was making me more of a personable person. And I mean that as in we did a bunch of group projects, and it helped completely be fine with standing in front of people and talking, because as you know, engineers don't really get the best rep for being personable and able to talk too well, so it affected me in that way.
Well, now that we got the formalities out, let's start getting to this free-for-all here. You started out 4 years with the New Tech technology. You've gone in, you graduated. You probably thought, I put that aside, that's high school, now I'm going to college. how did the two worlds merge? Obviously, they had to have. Anybody want to jump in? How you felt? How all of a sudden realizing new tech was beneficial in this regards or in that way?
I would have to say I found it beneficial merging the two and coming to college when it came to having to do things for yourself. Because a lot of times in the new tech program, when you were told to do work, they don't give you too much direction. That you just go do it. And it's very similar to college because a professor isn't going to tell you how to write paper besides getting MLA format, APA format. But besides that, they're not going to tell you what to write. They tell you to go do it, and that's what you do. And that's what we had to do in the new tech program.
Anybody else want to jump in on that? I mean, it's
Like Jordan said before, with the technological aspect of new tech having every assignment online, everything is accessible online. It was the same in college. I mean, at UC we used the Blackboard program, and it was almost identical to the new tech program, so it was very easy to use.
each one of you, which I find fascinating, was able to find a facet of the new technology and the program that was beneficial to you. I mean, you could have all said one thing after another, the same thing over and over, but each one of you came up with a different facet. Do you find that this is as I says, it's a global, interactive kind of idea, but do you feel that this was, do you have the leg up? I guess that's the best way to put it. Do you have the leg up since you were a 4-year graduate of the new tech program to where you are today?
I feel like the new tech program definitely does give me like a leg up and gets me ahead of other people, because there's a lot of things that I've realized that meeting a lot of different people, a lot of them have, like, just talking to them, I realize I know more about like the world and more about how the world works than some people who didn't have the luxury of the new tech program. And it's kind of scary to say, but like I kind of like have been realizing lately that my high school teachers were right, and I probably shouldn't have argued with them as much as I did.
I don't think we ever wanted to admit that.
Yeah.
I admit there. Looking at the application process, let's go back a year before and going, as you were doing your applications, going to whatever school you chose, do you feel that as you looked at that you had, again, going with that idea of advantage, did that help you with a new tech background? Or was it, would you say that you had a little better grasp or maybe a little extra something to add to your application process?
Excuse me. If anybody else wants to go.
Yeah, I would say that having skills of technology, being able to observe the world around you, and having that sense of independence that we did grasp in high school, and then bringing that to you for the next 4 years of your college career, definitely was something to actually add on the application for college. So, and I know that some of the recruiters that I talked to from at Miami, they were like, well, some of our students really don't have that sense of new technology per se, you know.
Sure.
And so that was something that they were really looking forward to. So it means of myself, I'm not sure how it is for my peers, but I did kind of have a leg up. So
Sure. Anyone else? I mean, I know. Okay.
One thing that I think New Tech did install in me was a maturity when it comes to being an individual. Because when you aren't able to get your way when you're working with other people, you're not always going to get your way. It's not always going to go your way, and you have to learn how to handle other people's ideas and what they tell you, and then being able to work with them and combine those ideas. Because, you know, in life, it would be great if it was my way or the highway all the time, but that's not how it really works. And I think that's one thing that gave me a leg up, is having that maturity that most people, even going into college, don't have.
The one item I've heard as a constant is independence. Maturity is the other. Looking at your peers at your respective college, can you, on a scale, could you gauge where your independence lies as opposed to where the others are? I love throwing the good questions
I
here.
think it varies, but I think we're definitely above the average.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some schools which they make their kids very independent, but I think the New Tech program, if 10's completely independent and 1's completely dependent, we're probably like an 8.
And I think that's what schools are geared towards and looking towards. Obviously, a lot of you have gone obviously outside of the nest, which is a good thing. And even if you are close by, I think you're still learning that sense of independence. For those who are further, Georgia, for example, I mean that's far.
Right.
Was
Pretty far.
that force of independence? Did the
Oh,
New
yeah.
Tech make that transition a lot easier? And
Definitely.
anyone else, obviously, we can't discredit those around us that are closer. So you still may be off on your own.
Definitely, especially with experiencing a new culture, because down south, for about the first month, it took me a while to get adjusted and acclimated to how everyone spoke. But it's like the New Tech program, what it's done for me is that it's installed this idea of accepting new ideas and being able to engage in other people's culture. And that definitely helped me, because I eventually found myself, I had to start using the same words that people use down south in order to better communicate, and that's something that New Tech has taught me definitely.
Obviously, communication is a big factor. Presentation was the second. If you were to sum up your experience, high school experience, and now your college experience, is this an easy transition? Are you ready for the next 3 years, 4 years, depending upon your program? And then thinking beyond that, are you ready to graduate from there and move forward? Thanks to a core base started at the New Tech program.
I would say that it was a good challenge in high school. The New Tech program. It was challenging, and that's what you need as a high schooler or as a younger grade student in order to. How can you overcome adversity without any sense of challenge? So, learning that in high school, you can take that to college and then your future as well, and your career as well. And I think that's just an important aspect of, if you're not challenged, how are you going to face adversity later? And that's what the New Tech program installed.
Excellent. Anyone else want to jump in on that one? I mean, this is.
I guess, can I
Oh,
ask
you
a
can
question?
always jump in.
Because I know these young men.
Yes.
And they were really leading the way. So they, when this was put in front of them, this opportunity, they jumped. And so I guess my question to you, and this might be a dangerous question because we've not talked about this at all,
Dangerous questions.
is do you have any regrets?
Oh.
Do you feel like making the decision that you did, looking back now, good decision, or you maybe wish you had done something differently?
Of course, yes.
Of course, what?
Of course, yes, I regret the whole. No.
I wouldn't say, okay. First of all, guys, I wouldn't say I have regrets, really, because those things really turn into learning things that you should be able to learn to and then prevent in the future. So I would say for me, it was kind of understanding that this is a good opportunity, but is this for you in means of the workload? Can you handle it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you time management? And so one of the things that I had to kind of wake up quickly, and I'm sure Dr. Holder can kind of attest to this too,
Yes, I can.
was my time management, because I was putting a lot of energy into different political activities that I'm involved in, and then I kind of almost forgot that, hey, I'm still a high school student, and yes, I want to graduate. And so now that I'm in college and I'm paying for it, which is like, hey, I don't get it for free, so now I got to do so now it's like, I need my degree to keep moving forward. And so I have learned from the past to kind of prevent the same missteps for the future. So I don't necessarily have any regrets that I would turn back, because if I did, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today. But I would definitely just kind of learn from that and then kind of walk differently in the future. So
I'd have to say that when it comes to regrets, that it wasn't the easy choice. And to say that is that if I hadn't made the choice to join the New Tech program, I wouldn't have struggled as much. I probably would have been better, but what it's done for me now and how it's made me grow, that's what's important. So I'm glad I made the tough choice and not the easy choice. Mm-hmm. Because it's always better, or it's always easier to take the easy choice than it is to take the more tougher route. But taking that narrow path made me stronger. So I'm glad, and I don't have any regrets about doing the New Tech program.
Alex, it's on the tip of your tongue. I can see it. What do you?
Well, I would also agree. I mean, it's not really a regret if ever it was a great learning experience. I thoroughly enjoyed the New Tech program. I would say that the best thing that came from it was the challenge it pushed on you. And, I mean, the workload, the people you work with, the people you meet, it all just the factors come back later in life. And it's better to learn them early than to get out in the world. And then, where there's, where if you screw up in the real world, in your career, or later in college, that's an expensive mistake.
Sure.
Rather do it now, or before, and then learn from that, and then do better. Mm-hmm.
The only thing I really regret is I feel like if I could go back, I could apply myself a little more even. Because I don't regret anything about the AGS program. I think it was a fantastic program. I think I learned most of my college life skills from it. So, yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah, no regrets.
It's okay. It does not affect your post transcripts at all.
Yeah.
None.
The diversity aspect was, that's definitely a part of the program, and it's not really something I had to. I didn't have too much diversity, but the things that happened were I learned way more than I would have in traditional. So in terms of communication, when I'm in college and there's people who, we have a presentation and there's people who are, stumbling over the words and just making the entire class bored. I'm very thankful I don't have to worry about that. That's something I learned at New Tech, and it's something that's obviously invaluable. And there's lots of other things, such as I've been pretty active in terms of looking at different cultures, and I think New Tech definitely increased my interest in that to the point that I'm in several different groups that are involved with that, and I don't think if I wasn't in New Tech that I would have pursued that now, and that's really helped out my experience in college.
Excellent answers all around. Dr. Holden, I want to ask you the final question here. Looking back here, we have students who have gone all 4 years through this and have experienced their first year in college. I'm not asking you the regret question, but do you feel that the experience now, looking at these fine gentlemen here, is this the payoff? Is this what you look at as your base, and now you're moving it forward?
I'm so fortunate that I'm an educator, because I think we get to it. There may be a time delay, but we get to see the fruit of our work. Mm-hmm. And it really wasn't my work, it was their work. And so these young men are just a small sample of the fine, I'm going to say product, but the fine product in terms of really thoughtful, skilled young adults that leave the system. So I think I don't have any regrets. When we started this path, it was very risky.
Sure.
I was up every night, anxious about it. But this is the result. And so what I would say to the community watching is pay attention. Pay attention to all of our graduates. Pay attention to these young men, because they are going places, and everyone should be proud. So.
Agreed. And for those who want to continue the conversation, they can always come back monthly to our podcast, as well as on July 27th, we will be experiencing a community conversation in regards to the New Tech technology and the Winton School District. That'll be at the Forest Park Senior Center starting at 6:30. So please come and join us there. You more than likely will be able to see all the highlights here at Waycross. I want to thank all these fine gentlemen for joining us. Dr. Holden, as always, thank you for
Thank you,
coming in
Jason.
and sitting next to me. And I want to thank you for joining us as well. This has been Warrior Supercast, your monthly insight to all the superstars that are being produced in the Winton School District. Have a great summer, and we'll see you next time.